We're recording.
But I don't
We're
know.
live right now.
Have we been live?
No. I just started right now.
Red
Dot
red
means
light.
live.
Okay.
Got it.
Now, when they edit, somebody made a comment about you guys are up there for a painfully long time. When are they? They should be editing right here.
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Sometimes I leave it up for a couple seconds
sometimes
beforehand
this
because
is
it's
really
funny
funny.
comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Game on.
No, this
Roll
time
my
it's
heavy
not.
eyes
Game on.
right now.
We hit our stride last show,
we
according
totally
to
did.
executive producer Seth
Bartlett. No. We just call him Seth.
B.
Snappy B.
Here we go.
B.
1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody. Doug Fields here with Josh Griffin, Katie Edwards, and the most commented on person, Matt McGill.
I'm the most commented on person.
Yeah.
Commented on? I thought you were saying competent, and then it kind of
did too.
merged
I was
into
like-
No.
confident.
Have you ever heard me say
No,
that?
no. I was like,
Both are true.
No, I sent Matt a text yesterday that we got so many questions. I'm reading through all the questions, and about a fourth of the question make little McGill jabs
yeah.
or McGill cracks me up or
So easy.
yeah.
Yeah, just
It's so easy.
part of the
Anyway, welcome to episode 169, the Youth Ministry Garage, powered by Youth
There you go.
Specialties, with our incredible sponsors that
we
you
say
can see.
bankrolled by?
Bankrolled by?
Yeah, I heard that on the radio today. I thought it was kind of clever.
It is clever.
I don't know, I
Let me
haven't
ask
seen
you
a
this:
penny.
has anybody? I was just gonna say, has anybody seen a check yet?
Yeah, bankroll's a little strong.
Yeah, let's just say the microphone was paid by, and Azusa Pacific Youth Ministry 360 Leader Tracks, and of course our wonderful host Remedy Live.
Thank you.
And our executive producer Seth Bartlett.
B. Sandy B.
Bartlett.
But with
He's the
Seth,
nicest man in the world.
he's wonderful.
He's a gentle
And Seth
soul.
told me yesterday on the phone.
He's a gentle soul.
I was talking to him about the show and the blog and the whole bit, and he said, "Man, you guys really hit your stride on the last show.
gosh.
It's true.
168
We should
episodes,
have
and we."
rewatched it to
Yeah.
make sure we could
No,
That's stride, guys.
absolutely not.
rekindle that
If stride is like walking briskly, or is it like running? I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I think every show we hit our stride.
I agree.
Just about
I
every
feel
show
like
I
that.
walk away and I say, that was fun.
Seth could hang at this table. He really could. If we ever lose our lady again, which hopefully we will not. But if we do,
You saying he's kind of a lady?
Well,
He's got those skinny jeans.
he is more feminine than the
let's
three
be
of us.
honest.
Well,
right.
okay.
He's got more fashion sense than we have.
We're not losing Katie. Katie is
No, I
here
agree,
to stay.
right?
No, I feel like that was.
That leopard print is here. to stay.
That was a little inappropriate.
you're
Yeah,
that was a little
okay, Seth, you can
inappropriate.
take my spot when I leave, and it's when, not if.
You don't see any checks, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's on the clock right now.
Hey, 5 years without a deposit. Why not a sixth?
Right.
Come on.
We're well on.
Hey, well, we got a lot of stuff happening. It is the website is so busy with questions. I've got more questions, and I've got to figure out how to get them to my iPads because I'm burning trees like crazy.
That is a lot of paper on this table.
Well, and these are the ones that fall into the A category. I've categorized questions
Yeah.
A, B, and C, and then here's what I've also done: Q&A questions. For example,
oh, fun.
3 times a week now, we're going to take questions and send it out to the community.
Love it.
So that, even if you download this from iTunes,
Sucks to be you.
no, that's great.
Yeah,
You
just
get
don't
it.
miss out. Yeah.
But just go to the website and interact with
What
the,
is that
the
website?
community. The website is youthministrygarage.com. We also have a Facebook page we'd like you to like and a Twitter that we'd like you to follow.
We'd like you to like it.
And there you go. But the only way to send in a question is now through the website.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people, which is great, to subscribe through iTunes.
Absolutely.
But go back to the website and engage with the community. And so like I was just showing Matt this last week, we put one up about books. Like somebody wanted to know books for parents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we'd have taken that question, we'd have been like, I don't know. We'd look in, what do we
Right,
have
the
in the
warehouse.
garage? And but there's already like 15 comments and all.
And they're
people-
good. A bunch of different perspectives.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So that's the certain kind of thing, or special kind of thing, or Siri kind of thing.
Seriously.
You're very competent.
Hey, we had a contest, our first contest, and we have a winner of the contest.
All
The
right.
contest was to find the lookalikes for us within
Yeah.
their church. I thought it would be a funny contest. I think, as maybe we all did. I don't
thought
know.
it was going to be funny.
Well, we didn't get much response, but we got enough
I
response.
thought it was going to be hard. I even said that on the podcast.
Well, you
so I
were
bet
correct.
I-
You were the competent person there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but Kyle Corbin won it.
All right,
Kyle
Way to go, Kyle.
Congratulations.
Corbin won it.
What does he get?
He gets something from everybody. All of our
great.
sponsors. So he's getting something
So
from
we'll
New
get a hoodie.
Specialties,
Amazing.
I could use a
APU.
hoodie right now.
I know,
It's
aren't
freezing in the garage.
But we had some good attempts.
Some chili.
We had some good attempts. The I guess the one that made
David
us all
Morris.
laugh is Jeff Stapleton said in that
Laugh?
the actor from The Green Mile, David Morse, kind of looks like Griff.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Good looking dude, great body, looks just like me. I agree. Thank you, Jeff Stapleton. You win. What does Jeff win?
Jeff didn't win anything. It was supposed
Jeff?
to be from the church. From their
won-
church, they were supposed to find somebody.
Oh,
That's what I asked.
Still.
I was like, that's going to be
Still.
hard. Does it have to be from their church?
Yeah, so we need a new contest.
Oh.
You were right.
Jeff's gonna win it.
Okay.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Katie, do you want to
I
think of a
know.
new contest before the show's over?
Oh no, that's too much pressure.
Okay.
She's already watching the red light.
I know.
That's a
I
lot
have
of
such
pressure.
a big job right now.
I know. For those that are new, because we need to remember that people are. One of the things Seth said is we have a lot of new viewers, and even the questions that come in, people are saying, "I'm a new viewer." We think we're just playing to our old crowd, but
Right.
you know, now that we're kind of advertising on U Specialties and
Yeah.
they're getting the word out, I guess
right.
the U Specialties crowd didn't follow us.
There you
before.
go. Well, Katie's job is to watch
Wake
the
up,
red light on the
Miguel.
camera.
I'm awake. Do you
to
hear
make
Matt
sure that it's
yawn?
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's,
Are you
funny.
catnaping?
Definitely
he's not
do
going to
that.
bring it. We are not going to hit our stride
Yeah.
on episode
We just-
169.
I'm
Matt's
in my stride. When you guys are boring me, I can't hold back.
boring you. We about fell asleep waiting for you this morning.
That's true. We were all here.
Katie and I
was
were
10
the only
minutes
ones
late.
here right at 9 o'clock.
9:01.
Close, close, Josh.
Really close.
I know,
Some
and
of us-
very good for you. That's actually early. Chris Love from San Francisco, California says, "Hey GDs," which I think means garage dwellers.
Okay.
Oh,
That
goodness.
Felt like a
Cuss word.
yeah.
Oh, I never went there.
OMG.
Oh, gee.
LOL. I was wondering if you could post questions that you might not have been able to get to or otherwise ask. Oh, we already talked about this.
Yeah.
We're going to do that,
We're not
Chris.
gonna be able to
Wake
do
up!
that. Sorry.
Chris, we're doing it. This is from Matt Burek in Conway, Michigan. Speaking of Michigan, you were in Michigan.
I was.
How
Never
was
been
your
there before.
How was your conference?
It was a blast.
Yeah?
It was so fun. We were at it was like a conference at a summer camp.
Okay.
So
And it was just for people
Which-
who
why
work
wouldn't
with
that just
middle
be a
it was
school.
just
camp.
for middle schoolers.
And it was kind of Marco Stryker's
yeah.
deal. Okay.
It was
for youth workers,
It was
not kids.
so fun. No, it was for middle school pastors and volunteers, and
Nice.
it was so fun because you know when you're at a hotel, everybody kind of scatters for meals and scatters to do their own thing after
Yeah.
sessions and stuff. But this, like everybody kind of there was free time options and did meals together, and
you guys do
everything was
paintballing?
right there. I did that. It was
Paintball
cool.
is a great
Hang out,
Michigan's
hang out at the
cold.
malt shop?
Yes.
Ropes course?
Coffee. It was really fun. It was really fun. I had a good time. Met a lot of really great volunteers and great people. And
Yeah.
That's great, though.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's good.
It was really
Campfrance.
fun. Yeah.
Conference.
It was cool. It just made it intimate, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really fun. Easy to get to know people.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool.
Good.
That's great.
All right. I was
You're
away.
looking at me like that was sarcastic.
I
It
was
wasn't
away last
sarcastic at
weekend.
all. I think
No, I was
that's
just
great.
looking for
Were
a
you in
transition.
Michigan?
No, we did
Transitions are overrated.
I know. Have you ever heard Matt speak?
Seriously. A couple weeks ago, I was talking to someone on my team. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to nail transitions. And the guy did. And it was beefy, you know. He's like, yeah, I don't think you will.
Oh no.
It's like, but I'm not worried about it. It's okay.
Yeah, he's not worried about it because he's leaving your staff.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
right. You can't be great at everything.
Well, I'd like to be great at a couple things.
Yeah.
Good.
You are. You are. You're great at this podcast.
Some slow late. I don't know. Text a little rough.
It's an early morning show, which we don't normally do
Excellent.
Yeah.
first thing in the morning. In all fairness.
Yeah, we're recording this at 9 in the morning when we normally don't record at 9.
Yeah, we're mid-afternoon.
I'm up. I'm
So-
ready. Look at
Yeah, you were CrossFitting this
Yeah,
morning, and
I worked out at 6:45.
that is crazy.
I love the morning.
Had to do 50 double unders. Do you know what a double under is? It's where you have to
No.
jump rope, but get the rope under twice on one hop.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard.
How many did you do in a row? Because I think I could get
50.
none in a row.
Yeah. No, I like my best is 8 in a row.
Holy cow. There's
it's a
no
lot.
way I could even do one.
Yeah. But no, there was a guy.
What do you focus on? Jumping high or spinning fast?
Both.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't focus 100% on both.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
No, I
It's got
can't.
to be
Mental
one.
I'm a
toughness.
Yeah.
superior athlete.
Okay.
Matt Burek from
I'd like to
Conway,
measure
Michigan. I love the show, and I'm glad you guys are back. My question is, where is my surprise guest?
What?
My surprise gift. I guess it is early.
Yeah, see?
A while back, I read the plea for donations to get the podcast back on the air, and I responded. I could say that I donated simply out of kindness in my heart and because of my deep appreciation for the 160-plus episodes I enjoyed, as well as the free pizza at the SYM conference. But truth is, the idea of a free surprise gift closed the deal for me. So where's my gift? Just kidding, kind of. Thanks for all you do.
I like that.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
I thought you were in charge of the free gift.
What was the free gift?
No,
like what?
it's not.
You weren't?
No, absolutely
We could
not.
give them a free download from
From Youth Ministry download or download Youth Ministry? What is it?
Well, either we have both.
Yeah, Griffin have a new project we're very excited about.
I know.
Very excited about.
Very good. Okay, you guys will be in charge of the free gift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could do that.
But we need to find the 4 people that donated.
Yeah.
Do we still have their information?
No, we got way more than 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we got way more than 4. Not enough to cover expenses, but.
All right. We'll get to you. Susie Ralph.
YS hasn't sent us enough to cover expenses either. Come on,
There's
YS.
been a lot of promises here, haven't
know.
there? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, somebody else. Sorry about
It
your
is a
gift.
labor of love.
It
I mean, we
is.
are being bankrolled and sold out and getting marketing information and all that crap, but it's not exactly paying for anybody's college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That happens.
It'll come. It's all promises are good.
Yeah.
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 Hey, Susie here from
Working on
Woodland,
my
Virginia.
transitions right now.
Thank you for answering my question in episode 168. I wanted to thank Remedy Live for the tea and flash drive. Oh, that's right. Everybody gets a free gift. Not everybody, but all of our sponsors give something each week.
There you
So
go.
Susie already got something. We started our swap meets last week. Our student ministry is called SWAP. It stands for Students with
a Purpose.
So we went with swap meets instead of small groups or life groups. I used a lot of what Matt posted on his small group leader orientation. Thanks, Matt.
Oh, look at that.
Episode 200 should be shot in Woodland, Virginia. Just saying.
Agreed.
Fly us out.
Road trip.
Give us
Air-
a hamburger.
Woodland, Virginia.
Yeah.
Free
Hey,
lunch.
Terry Geiger, who didn't say where she's from, so we can't send her
Oh.
anything free. Sorry,
Sorry,
Terry.
Terry.
I love your podcast. Cracked up with you so many times. Actually, it was at you. Anyways, I do agree that as a high school parent, I look forward to emails sent to me regarding high school activities because my daughter may not always get the details covered. So keep those emails coming. So that is just the
There you
communicate. We talked about that before with parents. Aaron Stenson from Windham, New Hampshire.
All right.
2 questions. What's your favorite Matt McGill line on the show of all times?
Wow.
Not 2 questions.
That was question
That's
1.
the first one.
Yeah.
That actually is my favorite one.
Mine too. You agree? Greatest line of Matt McGill. There it was.
Good.
All right,
Question
Matt's
2.
back, everybody.
What do you recommend for a leader training
That's
program for volunteers? I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just wondering if anybody has a specific plan that they go by.
Well, Aaron, that's a great question.
10 minutes before the leader meeting.
Start prepping. My default would be to a resource that the 2 of you have made called Youth Leader Training on the Go. That I think is a great ongoing little bite-sized training that you can email or text or
I need to
whatever.
look at those.
And I think that's some really good stuff that I've been wanting to use and haven't pulled the trigger on. And
How many are in there, Katie? Katie and I put that together. Is there
29?
I
50?
think there's
30?
50 or 52 maybe, one for every week.
Oh, there you go.
it's
52.
good. It's a really good resource.
Yeah, you can
So-
photocopy it, hand it out.
Do you
It's
have
on
some of those in your garage?
I got them in my garage.
It's got a CD in the back too, so you can just copy and paste it, email it, put it on a, whatever. It's awesome.
Dude, I just bought 10 PDYMs. This maybe isn't for the radio or whatever this is. But I don't know that our team assistant bought them from you. That which
The cheapest place on the internet,
You're the cheapest place to
DougFields.com.
get them,
Can
right?
you get them cheaper anywhere?
can't.
You
You
cannot.
can't.
And you get a free book with every
Unless
order.
you're stealing it, you can't get it cheaper.
Which that was first I was next time I'll go I'll just grab $10, but
Just reach
I
over.
decided that
She didn't get them from us. I would know. I see the reports.
Yeah, you
Oh man.
well,
All right. But you can get
wasted the church's money and hurt your friends.
But you can get youth leader training.
But
on
now
the
I
go.
know for next time.
Yeah, you can get youth leader training on the go through DougFields.com.
It's actually the highest price on the internet.
Since I only want
Cheaper
one,
than Amazon.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you can have it. Since you're working at my house afterwards.
Yeah, hey,
That's right. I know. I've got
we
that
got
on
some
my
orders.
schedule.
We got some orders we need to do for.
We got some old eternal intern. Hey, tell people that.
Seth said, "Can you get some behind-the-scenes photos?"
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I'll take one right now.
That would actually
be
have
an
been fun
excellent
to see,
photo.
like Josh in a, with like a gear thing on that has shipping stuff in there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Tape in a box.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think just pan the camera and you'd see a lot right there. What we see is so different from what you see.
Yeah, well, they see beauty. We all see mess. This is from Grant Botchuk. This is the hardest last name. Boefschot.
Stupid. I know.
Come on, Katie.
I think it's
Bouchman.
Bashoden.
Bashoden.
I'll tell you this. They show Tim.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh my goodness! I saw the greatest movie last night. It's got you going like this. It's called IP Man. And it's got all subtitles at the bottom.
Dude,
it is delicious.
Free on Netflix streaming.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. I said to Mish, "There's an IP Man 5. That means number one's got to be great," and it was.
It set the bar so high.
Yeah.
I wish I had your life. I really do. I
Oh,
really
goodness.
do. Man.
Oh.
Here's the context for my question. Some of the older kids in youth group are following friends to other church events where they have a little more pizzazz to offer. I think this is probably a common practice across many of our North American churches. It would even be described as part of the consumerism mentality that many in the Christian community have. My help is, what are your ideas and best practices for developing the attitude that church is a place to serve and not just be served?
Yeah, or it's part of the mentality that churches don't own their people, and it's okay to go to a couple different things. I mean, it's easy to take a stab at consumerism. I don't know.
I think it's okay for students to go, to visit or go as a friend to another youth group. But I do think that it's important to help students understand what putting down roots in their church home looks like, and that's something that I think is setting them up for over time to be involved in a church body and what that looks like. And no church body is perfect, so I think it's important for students to think that there are some weekends that are going to be great and some weekends that maybe they don't get as much out of it, or but that's not a reason to go church hop or check out other stuff because some weeks don't have as much pizzazz. So I think it's important for us to, with our students, create, help them put down roots and what that looks like. I think serving is a big part of that, and I think teaching on that regularly, giving them opportunities regularly to serve, and I think if you're serving in your church, then there's a great ownership piece there and great roots that come
Okay,
through.
but as you three paid youth pastors and the one that works for the love of the Lord as a pure volunteer,
Amen.
why does it bother you that
No, I don't.
kids go to other youth groups? I mean, let's talk about that first.
I don't think it should bother you. I mean, I think that it's not worth focusing on because you can't get anywhere focusing on that. I think that there's a couple things. One, you can't be, as I'm shepherding my flock, you can't be content with people who just show up a ton. And I think a lot of times we are. Someone shows up a lot and we think, oh, that's great, they're in. Well, no, they're not in. They just show up and they don't know anything about their faith, or they just show up and they're not really connected. They just show up, but they don't know anything about the Bible, and no one's asking them hard questions. So I think part of it is we contribute to the problem by just being satisfied by kids who show up. So I think that's part of it. I think part of it is I'll teach and talk about, with poor transitions, of course, that it's possible to be addicted to programs, and that's not, being addicted to church programs is not spirituality. I mean, I think that I mean, that's just another flavor of the kids who just show up. But during summer, I'm in a ministry. I mean, I'm taking over a ministry that was really not as healthy as it ought to be for the church that we're at, and a ton of our kids have gone to other churches, like a ton. And I've heard it from parents, and let's go after those guys, and what are we doing, and they belong here, and I want to be sensitive to the parents and some stuff like that. But at the same time, if a kid chooses to go to another church and get connected, that's great. I think my job is not to be sad at church consumerism. I just don't want to contribute to it by settling for less and by not asking the hard questions. So at summer camp, I really used summer camp to talk to a couple kids and go deep, and they're not talking about the Bible. They're not reading it, and so anyhow, that's my take on it. Transition.
Yeah. Well, you're right about the transition thing. Yeah.
I think as teenagers, there's got to be a little bit of freedom to explore, because I think
absolutely,
as parents, are loving the church body, I think it's pretty natural for teenagers to want to see what is happening at the church down the road, and if that's something that
I agree with that, and I would say in our ministry context, it's not something that I would bring up to a large group to say, hey, if you're going from church to church and you're da-da-da-da. However, I feel pretty strongly that I like the word roots that you used, Katie, because I think if a student doesn't have consistency and almost accountability and intimacy with a small group leader in a healthy, obviously, way, then they're going to be in perpetual immaturity, that they will never grow to spiritual maturity because they're staying shallow as they hop or all around. So I don't know that I would say anything like that necessarily from the stage or address it at a crowd level, but I would definitely talk one-on-one with a student and say, hey, if you're going to get connected, if you're going to bounce around a little bit, great, but you need to land, and you need to let someone get in on what's happening in your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay a shallow Christian forever and ever.
Well, and when you say when you need to land doesn't mean you can't visit other.
Oh, exactly.
I mean,
that stuff's not a big deal.
We got to go. Okay, teenagers are going where their friends are.
Totally.
And we've said before that you could have the best youth ministry in the world, but if a kid is not connected there,
right.
They could be down the street at the worst youth ministry in the world, but they have a friend,
exactly,
and so they love it. So there is
the flashier. I mean, the flashier attracts also. I mean, that's true too.
Yeah, and I think that's his point of consumerism, is that you say, how is the music, how is the message, how is the video, how is the humor, whatever it is. That's kind of the, what did I get out of it, is kind of the opposite side of discipleship.
Right.
But don't you think that's a good question for leaders and teams to ask themselves, is what did we put into it? And what does a student get out of it?
Yeah.
And push themselves to make it a place where a student is challenged and grown. And I don't know, I feel like there's a responsibility on us to create a great atmosphere for students to grow, and even an attractional ministry to a degree doesn't bother me.
Right.
I think that's healthy, that you're thinking what is going to draw students in. And
well, let's go back to something you said a little bit. I mean, if I'm being critical,
imagine
which
that.
I would never ever be, or cynical,
that's a really nice transition,
which I would never ever be. Okay, but you said the whole idea of telling a kid, hey, at some point you need to land. Why would you not say that at your crowd program?
I might actually, as I was saying, that I wouldn't.
I thought you probably would, but
I don't. I also don't think it's a huge problem that every kid.
Right. You're not standing at the door saying, "Oh, do you normally go to another church? Get out of here." I mean,
right.
Obviously,
yeah,
you're
but
not
you guys are not feeling it in larger youth ministries.
Fair enough.
So if Grant is from a smaller youth ministry in Calgary,
I'm feeling it. I'm just 2 days ago. I got an email from.
You're not feeling it from a 12-person youth group.
No, I'm not feeling it from a 12-person youth group, but at being at a church of 7,000 people with where my youth ministry is, it's not anywhere close to where it ought to be.
Just for the record, Matt took one of my students about a month ago.
That's right, and the mom came and complained to Griff saying,
the mom visited
your ministry
Matthew's
should
group
be more like
and
Mary.
said, you should be more like his church. I was like, go to Matt's church. I honestly said, go to his church.
Yeah.
Isn't that, I don't know if that's right, but I was like, you know what? I love the youth pastor there. His
Which
name's
is
Matt.
okay, though. I mean, you would
You
be
need to
okay
go.
with telling a student, like,
No,
it's
no,
okay
absolutely.
if you don't
Well, I think it's a bigger discussion in the youth ministry, and Grant needs to have it with the student leaders and with his volunteers. I mean, at some point you say to a kid, when you're hurt and family goes through a crisis, which of these churches is going to respond to you?
Right.
I mean, there is a little bit of that. Hey, pick one. Doesn't mean don't visit. And we got to be careful how the pressure and the guilt that we throw on kids, because kids are just going to go. All of my kids have been involved in the youth ministry all the way through. They graduate. I mean, my third is still in high school, but she will make it all the way through. But
Amen.
Cody, when he was in high school, he went to Mission Hills down the street a lot of times because he went to that junior high group. He was connected with friends. Some of his best friends were there. But, it wasn't like that became his youth group. He would just go there occasionally.
Totally.
Okay, so speaking of Cassie and Tori and I did the same midweek Bible study.
These would be my children.
Daughters of Douglas Fields.
So the senior who lives, it's his house that we meet at. His name's Court. He's a cool guy, but he found out because Tori was talking or something. He's like, "You got a sister who's a junior? Why don't you introduce me to her?" So there you go.
I heard a great, having my daughter work for Matt and then come home. I don't see her that much. She's a busy youth worker.
Yeah.
And she comes home Tuesday night because she's got to be in at 8. She's a staff meeting at 8:30, and she didn't get home till like 10:30 or something like that.
Oh, dude.
And she walks in like she is just slayed, just like I'm going to bed. We don't get anything out of her. But she said she was telling a story last night or the night before that some kid in your Bible study said, "Hey." Matt said, "Will you open in prayer or will you read the Bible?"
This is not appropriate for the show.
Wow! This is great.
Oh, goodness
This is great.
gracious.
Of all the
Every week in Bible study, I've said something that I would consider inappropriate. It's just ridiculous. But this was one of them, and so we had.
so you're going to tell it.
Well, if you're already started,
we're going down the
I'm
road.
not going to let you hack my story.
Oh, well, let's see. Tori may have told it better than.
Well, she probably had, but she's not here telling the story.
Go ahead.
So we had this kid. It was his birthday, so we sang "Happy Birthday" to him. Which the great thing was that I got his ex-girlfriend to sing it for him because I didn't know his ex-girlfriend.
So they broke up a week before.
Yeah.
And Matt says, "Why don't you come read and Happy Birthday?"
Brittany, why don't you get the whole group to sing? Because I'm not going to get everyone to sing Happy Birthday.
Yeah, no way.
But in my defense,
she did?
She totally did. But she was the one who said to me, "We should sing Happy Birthday." To
okay.
And so I was kind of out of it.
That jacks the story.
It totally does.
That's way better when it was awkward.
I can't sacrifice the truth for a story because stories are good enough. So
When have you? All right, continue.
no, I haven't.
Spit it out.
No, so Grayson, he's up there. He's a total regular kid, and he
He's a regular attender. He
regular
hops around
attender.
a little bit,
He
but
hops around,
But he's rooted and lazy.
Just got rooted.
No,
yeah,
but
he
he is.
visited us last week. I'm trying to steal him.
Hey, even though Mariners doesn't own that kid.
Okay, he can go to Saddleback. That'd be great. So I said to him after we're singing Happy Birthday for him, I was like, "Hey, so why don't you pray for us and get us started?" And he's like, "Really?" And I go, "Well, yeah." I go, God. I'm thinking in my head, I don't ask people to do things I don't want you to do. I mean, but he doesn't really know me that well. So I repeat, and I said, no, go ahead. And he's like, "Do I really have to?" And so I just said the first thing.
Oh dear.
I know. So what do you think I said? So I said,
You
I'm
can't
afraid.
even guess what he said. Okay, try to guess what he said.
Something about the girlfriend is what I would guess.
Nope.
Oh.
You
No.
don't even want to say it. You probably do have a. I said, well, you could either pray or you could just commit suicide. What do you want to do? Which is ridiculous. But that's what I'm thinking. In my head, I'm thinking the only way you can get out of this is if you die.
You died on the spot.
No one else in the room is going to kill you. You have to kill yourself. I mean, this is just the logic that goes through my head.
I'm tracking.
Play it now. Go back to that mom that came to you and
That wants the kid.
and play
How
this.
did I
This
lose
is
this?
the type of ministry that your kid would be
So
in.
Tori and Delia, another one of our leaders, and Caroline, who were all in the youth ministry, they are dying.
Oh,
like they're
my
kind of laughing,
goodness.
but like, oh my goodness.
Tori said
is
she was
this-
so embarrassed. She
Yeah.
said,
yeah.
But the students are actually laughing. Like
Yeah.
they're
They're laughing
they didn't
nervously.
hit it nearly as hard. And so someone, it was just bad. And I'm just like, I guess I'm kind of over the line.
The way
Oh,
Tori
my
said it,
goodness.
Tori, she goes, I said to Matt afterwards, "Matt, you can't say stuff like that." And then she goes, he was more concerned that he has to ex-girlfriend just said happy birthday that she was commit suicide.
Pushing a kid to kill
it was
himself?
bad. I felt bad.
Oh,
I just.
I remember we had our 1 year fleeting Bible studies.
I know. Did I pull crap like that all the time?
all the time.
Every week.
Oh.
It was a delight.
Well, but
right
Matt
in our
really is
ministry.
star of the show here.
Absolutely.
You can't be good at everything, Matt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ethan Young.
That's horrible. Let the record reflect that I'm not excited about saying that. I mean, it's funny, it makes for a funny story.
Yeah.
But it's not like I would want to repeat that.
Okay. Well, I was listening to you as they talked over you.
That's okay.
All right. Hi again, team. A leadership question. I have several leaders who are committed to showing up to the service and events, but they do not want to own anything. I asked them
students.
I asked them to describe what they do in ministry and how they feel like God could use them in students' lives. I'm trying to recruit to my weakness, but every leader said, quote, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Is this good? I want leaders to own a part of the service, group of students, etc. Am I expecting too much? I'm new in youth ministry, 6 months in paid leadership, just out of seminary. We took 2 students to 12 in... Oh, we took 2 students to 12 and 0 leaders to 5. Is it too much to ask leaders in this ministry because they love students and not just want to be a help to me?
Yeah, What? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing
I'm
at?
excited to hear what you're
Me too, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden you work before. No,
check it
you're 12 months. You're 6 months in. It hasn't even been a year yet. It's okay if you're just telling leaders what to do, and it's a quote unquote dump/delegate. I mean that's okay in the beginning. You don't even know what your leadership looks like, and you don't even know what how it's going to be. It's great that you're sensitive to it. Obviously, it's great that you're sensitive to it. So I'm not like stepping all over that. I'm just stepping all over the. You may have too high of expectations for yourself and for your leader, so don't beat yourself up.
Don't panic yet.
That would be the easier way to say it.
Yeah, if I was Twittering it, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I think ownership has to start somewhere, like giving people some sort of starting point, some basic expectations, because not everybody knows how to just jump in and take initiative and serve. You know, that's natural for some people, but for volunteers, and I think for students especially, they just need some starting points, some really great, like, hey, here's some real basic things. And then once they get excited and they love it, and, you know, then a lot of times that sparks great initiative from them. So I think,
and if you want them to begin to own stuff, I mean, hopefully at some point they start asking questions. And even if it's a, and this is purposely a silly question, just so I know I'm gonna get clowned. But even if it's something like, hey, do tables go over here or do the chairs go over to there? At some point they're gonna start asking questions, and let them answer the question. Even if you've got a better answer, you know exactly how it should be because you're Steve Jobs and every detail matters to you. Let them answer some questions.
I know,
that's
tracking.
Steve Jobs
Rest in
just
peace.
Jobs just passed away a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys realize this.
Who's Steve Jobs?
But I mean, you might be able to answer every question, but let them answer some questions and kind of live with that.
That's not a dumb example, because even with something like where do these tables and chairs goes, that can, you know, prompt you to be like, I don't know, what do you think?
Exactly.
Can you just figure it out for me, or whatever you think is best? I trust that, you know, or so I think in all those little tiny scenarios, it can prompt your leadership to help them kind of own more.
One of the things that I like to think about is that all volunteers start as program directed, and the goal is to move them to self-directed. So they start program directed, meaning we tell them, I need you to do this, 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 when you come in here, and they start they're directed by the program or by you as the program director. The goal is over time they become self-directed, that they kind of know what they should do and make decisions on their own. And so just, you know, I would say, Ethan, be thinking right now they're program directed, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But the goal is to move them to be self-directed.
And the more time they spend with you, and the more they get to know you, even as a leader, they'll be able to anticipate.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with a volunteer this week.
Okay, let's pause just for a second, because I want to.
Oh, okay.
I want to say to Ethan that he is going to get from Youth Ministry 360. It's one of the giveaways. boys. He's going to give 3 of their, what do you call these, Matt?
I can't see.
Like, this is a 6.
Resources.
Well,
they write curriculum.
they write curriculum, but this is like a 6-week one. This is a 4-week one. This is a 6-week
They have a
one.
very cool online thing that they just started with Leader Treks. Have you seen this?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Yeah, last
they
time we were
actually
together.
sent me. They probably realized I wasn't paying attention, and they sent me. Les sent me an email.
Saying about it. Yeah. But they have great curriculum. If you have curriculum needs, Youth Ministry 360, not only are they a great sponsor, there's somebody that not only sponsors us, but we all love them and like what they do.
I agree.
So you're going to get 3 of those.
Okay, so I had a conversation that.
I just
Partakes
enjoying
in
the
this.
leaf blower.
I know.
outside. I'm like, is this a new segment we're doing?
I didn't
right
even
now?
realize
It's called the leaf blower.
Either.
But
No,
they will
I
on the
definitely-
audio.
I
They're
definitely
totally
heard
going
it.
to hear it.
We're in our garage.
In the garage.
A bee just flew
We are
by.
literally-
I'm like, what is
no,
happening?
not a bee.
I'm
Right there.
freezing. There's a bee. There's a dude with a leaf blower outside.
But we're all together.
That's it.
We're not getting paid.
What else is new?
Matt is anyhow. All right.
Hey, you can either be on the show or commit suicide.
That was over the line.
Too far.
Not you.
Too
I was
far, Matt.
too soon. So Steve Jobs reference. That was too obscure.
No, just
No,
go.
it's
What's
not.
your?
So-
You had a conversation.
No, what I was
with-
going to say is just that we need to put a little bit of balance to let a leader answer a question and let them live with it. I mean, there is a balance to that because you can get some leaders that become, free radicals or whatever, loose
Rogues.
cannons or something like this.
Volunteers.
Lone Rangers. Even the Lone Ranger had Tonto.
Donto? Donto.
Tonto.
I thought I said Tonto.
You said Donto.
I heard.
Sometimes
I heard
you got to
Donto.
sacrifice
Siri.
accuracy for time.
Siri, what was Lone Ranger's partner name?
Siri. I'd be so screwed up with Siri because I don't even use the English language. Anyhow, point is that I was meeting with a leader who had been around our ministry for a long time. Red lights on.
It's a
He had been a leader in junior high ministry for a long time, but
I'm with you, man.
I know.
I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
for our friends.
No,
a few answers ago I started.
no,
texting.
I don't feel. I do the same thing. I get it. I'll
Well,
just power through.
every time he transitions, I get lost.
Well, now you know what his youth group's like.
Youth group that's stealing my kids.
Oh, your smooth,
I
fancy
know.
transitions.
Where do they get you? Let's just close in prayer.
Amen.
Okay, come on, get to it. Let's go.
I can't put this back on me. Holy fuck. No, but this is a guy that's been around for a long time, and he's got some ideas, and he's really relationally connected to the students. I have felt and sensed on my own that he leans a little bit more towards the friend side than the leader side. Doesn't really hold on to both those really well, which is a common thing. But the ministry also hasn't been very strategic or hasn't had a strong sense of strategy, let's just say, for a long time. So I knew he wanted to meet with me and hang out and talk about some ideas, and he actually started with, hey, I want to share with you my vision for the youth ministry, which, you can respond with saying, no, you can't have a vision for the youth ministry, but that's, you don't really want to clown people unless it's funny. That wouldn't have been funny. That would have crushed his spirit. But at the same time, so I go to meet with him and we talk. And before he launches into his ideas, I let him know what we talked about at our last staff meeting, which he wasn't at because he wasn't technically a volunteer in the high school ministry and blah, blah, blah. But I laid out in like 5 minutes the vision for our ministry. This is what we do here, and this is what we do here. This is Open Door, Backbone, it leads to this. So I first laid out, hey, this is where we're going, because I want to hear your idea, but I also want you to think about how your idea fits into what we're doing. And so, anyhow, that's what I was just going to say, is that you don't give everybody free reign to do whatever the heck they want to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
And I'm freezing right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I've got a lot of extra.
That was good leadership. You got a lot of enthusiasm there. That was the message of this whole podcast.
Absolutely.
Hey, Stephen Mendez kind of had the same question about ownership. Stephen, I just want to let you know that not only did you have the similar question that we just answered, but you
didn't get anything.
You were going to win. You were going to win something. You were going to win. I'm going to say
Surprise gift.
Who's another sponsor? Leader Treks.
Could get a free download from downloadyouthministry.com.
You guys got to start sponsoring this
Oh,
thing.
We should.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
we are.
You don't have to pay for it apparently. So powered by downloadyouthministry.com. Done.
All right, Leader Treks is sending something to Stephen Mendez. Leader
That's
Treks is
awesome.
going to send me a box of stuff that I can just reach in and say this is what it is. So
Right.
you're going
Right.
to get some from Leader Treks.
But
All
isn't
right.
Leader Treks the one sending it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
I-
just the box.
It's
But I'm so I can say, so I don't have to email. What I've been doing is emailing all our sponsors saying, "Hey, we're having a show. What would you like to give away?"
And then they send
I'm
it
just
to
not
us.
going to do that anymore. So I'm just
Right.
going to get
Yeah,
box.
reach in.
Yeah.
That's good.
Love it.
Good. Real strategic gifts.
All right.
The elaborate filing system. He'll just reach in.
I have.
I could get these on my iPad.
I know. I got to figure that out.
You're killing.
I'm
You
sorry.
say that.
I know, that's
Emails,
not-
You can have emails on
Matt,
your iPad.
I know, but it's then how do I sort them and how do I
Just put 'em in
categorize
folders.
them and
Oh, goodness
He
gracious.
can help you.
Yeah, it's
No,
too,
he
it's
can
clear.
help me.
Technology cannot help you with this.
I know.
It's out of its league. There's no
Exactly right.
It can't be helped.
All right, let's get to this question. This
All
is
right.
Chris. He lives far away. He says, "Don't use his name. Just read my first name."
All right.
I'm just like, oh,
Okay.
wait.
I've been in youth ministry full time for 7 years. I did a lot of volunteer before that. I've probably been at it for 10 years. I'm working with Parachurch organization.
Meanwhile, we're being occupied Doug Street.
Red Dawn is happening outside your garage.
Red Dawn's pretty.
Just a street washer.
A street cleaner.
Hey, go get it. Hey, run and get a
Here,
picture
here.
of that for.
Oh, Siri.
No, hurry.
Hurry! Hey, we got a show to do.
Here,
Look, we could just do this.
don't you have a phone in your pocket?
Matt.
This is great video technique.
Gosh.
Let's make some grip side in the shop.
That would be funny.
Did you get it?
You wouldn't see the pig.
All right, we're back. So,
How's the street
for those that are confused about if we're really in a garage or not, Matt just made it clear.
Did you pan it?
I think I ruined the tripod. It was on lock.
All right. I've been working with Parachurch organization, and I came on staff 7 years ago. It's a big step for a number of reasons. The main one being I've never felt my calling to be to youth ministry. I've always felt called to music ministry, but for whatever reason, these past 10 years, God has called me into this ministry, and it's a very clear calling. Anyway, these past couple of years, I've been feeling like I'm going through the motions instead of passionately leading young people. I've been praying hard. I've talked to the boss about my dilemma. He understands, though he's made it clear that he doesn't want me to go, but he also doesn't want me to stay if I'm not 100% passionate about what I'm doing, because he said it'd just be a shame to keep you here just because if God can use you somewhere else. He's giving me some time to come back with an answer for him whether or not I want to continue.
great.
My struggle is this: am I just being an idiot? Is there something you guys have done during downtimes to reboot your passion for kids, or do you always have to be that passionate? Is it time to go? I guess I'm really asking for you to join me as I pray. It's a hard decision. Youth ministry has been my life for 10 years, and it's scary to leave something I can do with my eyes closed. So the question there, is there something you guys have done during downtime to reboot your passion for kids?
That's awesome. It's a good question.
Great.
Did you just do a blog post on this yesterday? 2 days ago?
No.
Looking for alone time, looking for for love in all the wrong places.
No. No, that wasn't my blog post.
Yeah, you did. I'll find it.
Okay, it wasn't
You're
just a
having a
couple
really
days ago.
good show, Miguel. You really are. This is the top.
you.
This is
This
the
is
top
one of
of
the
the
top
list.
tier.
Have we reached our stride again?
Yeah.
Stride.
You have.
I don't know. We've reached our humor stride. I'm not sure that we've done anything else.
Content, maybe.
Here's the thing that sucks. You have to decide. There's no balls of light. I mean, there is for some people.
Balls of light? What exactly is a ball of light?
What?
Balls of light.
Is that a science fiction term?
Rays?
No, that's just
Shining
It's
Like
I
a
don't know.
crystal ball?
No, like Jesus isn't going to appear in a ball of light
Don't bring
and
it
tell
up.
you.
Now it makes sense.
No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying
You're not
that.
buying
Nope, that's not what you...
That's not what I meant.
Here's what I think. You do have to decide. That's good. If you're that was nice.
That was
If you're called to youth
We're helpful,
ministry,
guys. We are
if
helpful.
you're called to youth ministry, stay in youth ministry. If you're called to that church and those kids, we all go through downtimes. We all go through seasons, sometimes lengthy seasons where we question it, where we want to quit, where we're not sure, where things get rough. If you've been in it 10 years and you're finding success and God is blessing and you're fulfilled, great. I would say you're asking good questions and it's probably revealing some uncertainty. And so either open that door and walk through it, or close that door and come back to youth ministry.
Yeah, I mean, you just said the exact same thing.
I did,
You
in a
have to
much
decide.
more eloquent way.
Right, without saying balls of light. which is great.
And I would say, youth ministry, I don't know. If you're called to it, it's got to be so much more fulfilling than singing songs. I don't know. I'm just going to say it.
What do you mean singing songs?
Well,
What do you?
He wants, it's music guy, music guy, youth
That's
pastor.
ridiculous.
I would say, man,
No,
you should know.
You don't really believe that.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
So, like, you and musician Bob, like, your life is more happy than his?
No, not saying that. I'm just
Well,
saying it's better.
It's better.
Youth ministry's a better gig.
It's better.
Youth ministry, you want to change lives or sing about God?
Oh,
You
gosh.
call. Make the
Usher
call.
people.
What is
You
happening
make the
right
call.
now?
Not even I would say
that.
No, the arrogance has moved from this side to this side.
What is happening today?
No,
Do you want to be a worship pastor? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Be a youth pastor.
You get one of those Korg things. Maybe that's pretty good.
I would say the same. Do you want to be a senior pastor? No. Be a youth pastor.
So you're talking,
But
which is
some
great.
people
You're
do.
talking
I'm
out of your
talking,
passion.
I'm talking
out
about
of your
calling.
passion.
I'm talking about passion. If you have that, be a youth pastor. If
Yeah.
you don't, get out.
Quit hitting the table, by the way.
Talk about switching things. Look, here's the thing: is that you.
I got two McGills now. This is just scary.
That's what happens when we partner together.
Bingo. Download his ministry. Balls of light.
Oh gosh, you guys are so great. I think discontent. The fact that you're asking questions, just to pick up where Griff sort of left off.
Stumbled, fumbled.
I'm gonna a little transition over there a little bit. Is that discontent is a powerful thing. I think that when you're walking with God and you're doing the things that you've done it for, your faith is where it needs to be. I mean, you got to start with your spiritual life. If that's where it needs to be, assuming that it is, and you're in community accountability, assuming that those things are in place, discontent is a very powerful way that God talks to us. I believe that. I believe delight yourself in the Lord. He gives you the desires of your heart. And so when you're discontent, you got to pay attention to that. And something needs to change. Either you need to do youth ministry in a new way, or you need to go and do youth ministry at another church, or you need to switch into another kind of ministry, another vocational ministry type thing. So, I mean, I think it's good to pay attention. I think it's good to define, he had a phrase there, I've just been going through the motions the last 2 years. What was that?
Yeah.
I've been, I would define what that really means. And you say you lack passion. Well, maybe you're just comfortable a little bit, and some comfort is a good thing, because you can do great things out of comfort, because that comfort is really more of a confidence than it is a sloth, slackery comfort that you're not achieving anything. So some comfort is a good thing, but to discern, is it time to move on or not, is very tough. I mean, and there's no magic.
I think the thing that I'm hearing or sensing that we need to communicate is that I think it's okay for passion to dip,
Yes.
and for you to go through seasons. There just are
can't always
seasons
be
in youth
100%.
ministry.
Correct.
But when it hits a 2-year season, that's the time to look in the mirror, to ask the difficult questions, to go to the senior pastor who graciously gave you time to evaluate. It's a great thing. But, if the Lord's been doing some stirring, sometimes we're so busy we don't hear the gentle whisper. And to pause, to slow your life down, to seek counsel, to find out what's the Holy Spirit in somebody else that you're in relationship with saying to you, but make a move. It's been 2 years is a long time to lack some passion. Hey, let's go to one more question, and this is from Mark Eads in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Mark Eads, you just happened to be the last question that we're going to read, and you also happen to win a free registration to the Youth Specialties Conference in November in Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good gift.
Yeah, today actually, it's by the time this is posted, it'll be too late. But today is the
sorry.
deadline for the early registration.
live show.
You can still. Yeah, we don't have a live show
Hey, say
yet.
hi to our live.
But you can still register for the Atlanta.
There you go.
Youth Ministry
Maybe you can
Conference.
beg for the cheaper
Yeah,
price.
they'll
Maybe they'll
extend
give
it.
it to you.
You know what I'll do? I'll set my food out in outside my hotel suite, and people can just eat it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So free meals.
Yeah,
Free meals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you're going with that.
that's where I was going with it. Anyway, Youth Specialties
room
Conference
service
in Atlanta
leftover.
in November. Go to
Which you can get some good snacks that way.
National Youth Workers
Not
Convention, NYWC. Here's the question.com.
You've only been involved with these guys for 25
I know. I,
years.
just, well, I was going to say youthspecialties.com, but they have a website that's just
For just the
Yeah.
Go to youthspecialties.com.
Or download Youth Specialties.
He says, I've talked to a bunch of people about the Christmas season. Do you slow down or get more busy during that time? What happens for you guys during that time? And more important, should it be a busy time or a slow down time for ministry? Here's my answer.
Should for everybody's tough.
Slow down.
You're telling everybody to
I'm
slow
saying
down?
that
You're
is-
telling everybody to slow down.
I am. I'm saying the one time I think
Very definitive.
I'm been hanging around Josh. I'm so opinionated. The one time in the youth ministry calendar, and you guys pick. You can obviously disagree, but when you get to heaven, you'll see I was right. The one time in the youth ministry calendar that can be down is during December. It ramps up in the new year, then it ramps up over spring break, then it ramps up in summer, then it ramps up for the fall. This is your time to go down. You know, to
Well,
just
we're not following that advice this time. We're doing a grow retreat first week of December. Only because you guys didn't see that coming.
Oh, just the strength of a one word.
yeah, it
And
was
not
good.
like, it was just
It's gotta
dumb.
be it's gotta be surprising to be funny. I don't
well, how
I'm just
how
saying.
far first week?
Yeah, it's first week only because we tried to do November, but we couldn't with Governors Church. They couldn't make November happen.
Yeah,
so
well, first week. I'm
you
okay
know,
with first.
first week, and then we're doing a New Year's Eve party, which is technically
Super dumb.
the way. That's the end of December.
Yeah, but you're still thinking about it and the whole bit.
I'm not thinking about it. That's what Tori's thinking about it.
That's what you have interns for. Yeah, you were just ruining my family vacation.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
All I would say is yes.
Resting easy.
It's the only time we have to really slow down. There's a 1 week in August, and there's a good chunk of December.
Tori's gonna be looking at her Christmas presents, going, I don't like this one that much. Maybe it could be a giveaway at the party.
That's assuming she's getting presents.
yeah.
We haven't got paid by our sponsors yet.
I honestly thank God for December. I need December. I am so thankful that even at the church where I work, they even give off 5-6 days, which is great.
Are you taking off 2 weeks in a row? Are you taking off 2 weeks in a row?
I take off what my kids have off for the most part.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Dang it. I hate it when I think in my head and think that you guys are there with me. I do it quite often. The Sundays, weekend services, are you taking off Christmas and New Year's? Or are you going to go for a 2 week
Well, we did
hiatus?
last year. This year
This year it's a little bit
it's a little bit different, but we have 1 week for sure where it'll be
Yeah.
everybody go to the week because Christmas Day is on a Sunday this year,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
so everybody will go to church with their family at Christmas, and then the New Year's weekend is still
Still
we're
up
kind
in
of
the
figuring
air.
it out a little
Yeah.
You know how many youth workers are going to have to preach on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
bit. Really?
Because the senior
bet you.
pastors won't do it?
Yeah, they're going to say, hey, we did the Christmas Eve service. You can have Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Do most churches do a Christmas Day service when it's on Sunday like that?
I don't know what most churches do. There's 400,000 in the United States, and I only have relationships with 390,000 that buy from DougShields.com, the cheapest prices on the internet.
Warehouse, you do their training on the go. What?
All right.
We
done.
never do this at the end.
We are today.
We're starting a new show right now.
New things.
right.
Look at these.
Ready?
Oh, those,
know.
that's your hand. We're done. That was Griff's. I thought those were Griff's nails.
All right. Bye, you guys. Love you.